When it comes to street-level heroes in the world of comics, two names constantly rise to the top of the conversation: Batman and Daredevil. Both operate in the gritty underbellies of their cities, both are driven by tragedy, and both are celebrated for their unwavering resolve in the face of overwhelming crime. But which one truly stands out as the better street-level hero? Let's break it down. First, the origins. Bruce Wayne witnessed the murder of his parents in a Gotham alley as a teenager. That single moment became the catalyst for transforming himself into Batman, a symbol of fear for evildoers and a beacon of hope for innocence. Across the river, so to speak, Matt Murdock grew up in New York's Hell's Kitchen. After saving a man from an oncoming truck as a teen, he was struck by radioactive chemicals, rendering him blind but heightening his other senses to superhuman levels. The death of his father, brought on by organized crime, motivated Matt to fight for justice, both in the courtroom as a lawyer and on the streets as Daredevil. At their core, both heroes are deeply tied to their environments. Batman's Gotham is a city choked by corruption, where criminals rule the night. Daredevil's Hell's Kitchen, while less stylized, feels just as raw and rule a neighborhood with its own rules, where the line between protector and vigilante is often blurred. Moving to their skills and resources, Batman is the pinnacle of human achievement. With unmatched detective skills, years of diverse martial arts training, and a mind for strategy, he approaches his war on crime with near superhuman precision. Of course, it doesn't hurt that he's one of the wealthiest individuals in the DC universe. The Batcave, the Batmobile, and an endless supply of gadgets all aid his crusade, enabling feats that border on the fantastic. Daredevil, on the other hand, operates with far less. His heightened senses allow him an almost radar-like awareness of his surroundings. He can hear a heartbeat change from across a room, detect a person's identity by their scent, and sense a weapon drawn behind his back. Unlike Batman's arsenal, Daredevil keeps it simple: his billy club, acrobatic prowess, and a relentless will to keep fighting. Where Batman outthinks, Daredevil often outlasts. He's famous for absorbing punishment that would leave most people on the floor. Their approach to justice highlights another key difference. Batman's code is unbreakable. He does not kill. His philosophy is that justice can't be served through murder, no matter how dark the world gets. He strikes fear into hearts, but leaves his enemies alive to face the law. Daredevil, too, values life, but his approach is more intimate, sometimes more desperate. As both lawyer and vigilante, Matt constantly wrestles with questions of morality, faith, and forgiveness. He knows that the law sometimes fails, so he takes justice into his own hands. But unlike Batman, Daredevil's code sometimes falters. He's danced closer to the edge, at times crossing lines his DC counterpart would never consider. For Daredevil, every bruise and broken bone is a reminder of the cost of his mission. But how about their enemies? Batman's rogues gallery is legendary. The Joker, Two-Face, Penguin, the Riddler. Each is a distorted mirror of his psyche and philosophy, making Gotham's battles feel mythological in scale. Daredevil faces more grounded, but no less dangerous foes: Kingpin, Bullseye, the Hand. His wars are smaller in scale, but more personal battles for blocks, not cities. Fought as much for neighbors as for principle. Their impact on their cities is profound. Batman stands almost apart from Gotham, inspiring fear in the criminal element and awe among allies, even the police. He's a myth, a shadow, often just out of reach. Daredevil, in contrast, walks the streets in daylight, knows the shopkeepers and parish priests, and bears the emotional scars of neighbors lost or betrayed. He's less a symbol, more a flesh and blood guardian. So, who's the better street-level hero? Depends how you define better. Batman is the master of the night, using unparalleled resources and intellect to pacify an entire city. Daredevil is the soul of the neighborhood, sacrificing everything for a few treasured blocks, for people he calls friends and family. If you're looking for inspiration on a grand scale, the myth, the legend, the unbreakable will, it's hard to surpass Batman. But if you want the story of someone who bleeds for every victory, who stumbles and gets back up, who lives the consequences of every punch, then Daredevil stands tall. In the end, both embody the heart of the street-level hero: resilience, sacrifice, and an unwillingness to surrender. Whether in the looming shadows of Gotham or the battered streets of Hell's Kitchen, their fight goes on one night at a time. And that's what makes them legends.